Welcome to Fighting for Our Lives. Okay, let's get the disclaimer out of the way. Everything I speak about today in this video is my experiences in life and around the subject matter. If you feel like you're struggling with anything you hear today, please get in touch with your doctor or GP ASAP. Okay, I did this video the other day and I went through it, played it back, and all I could hear is tick, 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 tick. And there's a bit on the back of the stick that's just banging plastic against plastic, so I had to just redo it. So, here we are again. Right, what I want to talk about today is something massively important to me, and I see this on a daily basis. I hear it, I read it when people are sending me messages, and that is, how do we know when we've got a problem? How do we know? First of all, there's 2 points. There's those of us that are in denial, and there's those of us that accept fully that we're in a bad situation, okay? There's many ways that are gonna show us how bad the situation is. And firstly, it's the impact it has on our daily life in every area. It will manifest in our relationships with friends, family, work colleagues. It will manifest in our finances, bills, money. It will manifest in our home, keeping a house. It will manifest in food. It manifests in literally every area when we're mentally at that point where we can't manage anything. We can't manage our life. Life has become unmanageable. Those of us that are in denial, we're always going to find every excuse on why it's not too bad, it's not as bad in a minute, I'll sort it out in a week. The next time I get paid, I'm on it now. Excuse, excuse, excuse. The reality of this situation is the one thing we haven't got is time, okay? If we have realised and we see, we hear and we feel that our life is going nowhere, we're in a vicious circle, a vicious cycle. Life feels like we're stuck in the mud. Nothing brings us happiness. We're in constant state of anger, sadness. We feel lost, helpless, we feel hopeless. And definitely in my experience, I wore a mask. I would get home, shut the door, sit there, and it would just flood me. The reality and the realization that my life is in a bad place. There's a part of pride that can get stuck in this, that can keep us in a hole where there'll be people around us. It might be a job, someone in your workplace, it might be a partner, it might be a friend, and they'll say, yeah, Steve, are you sure everything's all right in a minute? I noticed that, you're not being turning up to work on time, or, you're being late a lot. Or just people will start recognising discrepancies in our routine, in our schedule. It starts becoming sketchy, okay? We're not consistent anymore. So, going back to the mask, let's take it for the morning. I'd get up. I always talk about it as if As soon as I go outside the door, I put this mask on, and the mask just has a happy face, a confident face. Everybody, hello, how you doing? Yep. And you can even look and maintain a state of being where you look like you're okay. You look like you're okay. No one notices nothing. Again, that could be a massive problem. That can be a real problem. And it's this denial part. As soon as your life, you recognize your life is getting, like I say, unmanageable. We're not managing our responsibilities in a way we need to keep up our job, to keep up our payments, to keep up our roles as fathers, mothers, parents, sons, workers, whatever it may be. So what do we do and where do we go? I like to I liken it to fight or flight. We recognise the situation, our life's messed up. We're either going to deal with it by fighting, or we're going to keep running from this situation. What do we do? We're lucky in today's day and age where we can just get on our phone, go onto the internet, we can log onto sites, we can go to agencies, we can go to our doctors, we can speak to people. There's many, many ways where we can ask for help, or even look into certain aspects, certain problems that may be arising. But let me tell you now, the first thing you do is act. There is no time to wait. There is the procrastination in itself. We're mentally ill. We're putting things off. We're not keeping up to scratch. We're not in a position where we're diligently doing what we should be doing from inside out. Okay, the self-care of ourselves is no longer a priority because we don't even feel good about ourselves. And after a while, that comes onto the outside where our appearance doesn't look great. Even the way we talk, we're not turning up. We're not showing up. Our performance at work is slacking. It's not as good. Before, where we cared about reaching goals, setting standards, now it's like we'll do the bare minimum. And don't forget, even at that point there is such a long way we can still fall. This brings me on to the point now where in our heads, we are not thinking of a clear, mentally well person anymore, okay? That shows itself in the fact that we're here now, we're not able to manage our lives. We're not managing our lives at all. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. Emotionally, we're at a point where we're just numb. Mentally, we are no longer well. Mentally, we can no longer trust our thinking. It's no longer rational, it's irrational. And that's why we tend, when we're in a point in life where we're struggling, that's why we do quick fix. Things like, let's drink, let's take drugs, let me go and gamble, let me go on a spending spree. Whatever we would do, we would choose these quick fix, short-term things. We forget about long-term. Our whole way of thinking just exists on a caveman existence, as in be awake and just satisfy that need now, that hunger for not feeling in a caveman way, hungry. But where in our day-to-day life, we just don't want to feel anymore. We no longer want to feel. So, doctors is our first point of call. Okay? Doctors is our first point of call. There's going to be a lot of people on here now and they're going to be thinking, I've been there, done that. You try and try again. Okay? You fight for your life. You fight for your well-being. You fight. You just fight. Do not let there be any excuses. Do not allow your mind to tell you, oh, no, I've been there. There's no point. Oh, I can't tell this person. I can't tell that person. Well, let me tell you this, yeah? Trust comes into this. You can't go and just spout off to everyone and anyone. Obviously, life tells us that. You tell the wrong person and it backfires. You could even go and tell your employer and you lose your job. Okay, that's just the realities of life. So if you're going to choose to talk to someone, you make sure you can trust that person. And this is why many people are going to be in a situation where they have no person in their immediate circle who they literally can go to and be open, be transparent with them. And that's why we reach out. Now, there is groups, there is agencies, there is counsellors, there's therapists, doctors. There's many, many things out there, many, many areas where we can reach out